Thank you for the great introduction. I feel fine. I'm fine. This is fine. I need that little dog meme on this cover slide. No, Sydney is great. Technical SEO is dead. I called this technical SEO is dead because they wanted a tech SEO talk from me. I could have called this tech SEO is dead. I didn't want to piss off more people though. There is an asterisk to that. But the reality is things have changed. There was a massive change in AI back in December. Did y'all notice that? These systems started doing things for you. Guess what that means? I've been building stuff for a long time. It was good, it was fine, you could use it. Now, it's scary. I think we're fine. I'm scared for the next generation because all those tasks that new people at agencies do, guess what? AI is banging that out. We already talked about me. This is my next job till the robots take that one. But technical SEOs have been the janitors of the internet. It's an actual HRS wall, but that picture of me is AI generated. You're going to see a lot of me in this. Sorry. What we mostly did, wrote a bunch of tickets, begged for priority. Please implement this. I do some development. They don't usually let me touch the code. Major companies anyway. Smaller companies, sure, I'll go beg out some stuff in WordPress. Totally fine. And then I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. If you're lucky, you could go and make the changes, or maybe there was some shortcut system. I once rewrote the entire web standards at IBM to say that I, as the SEO team, own title tags and meta descriptions and canonicals and meta robots, just so I could actually implement things myself. If I have to wait, I'm going to be waiting for 5 years. So we built a whole system called patches at Ahrefs. You can do a bunch of stuff with AI, bulk fix. You got 800 missing meta descriptions. No one should ever have had to written those. Usually that's like, you're new at the agency, you're an intern, go bang these out. Terrible process. Well, that job is now taken by AI, 100%. So now the fixes, implementation, all this stuff is like, click of a button, find the issue, implement it, done. This was my dream project. I actually talked about this back in 2017. This is from an old article in Search Engine Land that's now deleted because SEMrush owns them, so they deleted all my articles. Should have probably been called serverless. That's technically what the dev community uses for this, but I think it was Dan Taylor coined Edge SEO, and I'm like, well, it's Edge SEO now. Was I wrong to do this? To do it this way? Not really. Would I do it this way now? Would I build patches now, this year? If I had to start over, the answer is no. Automation is the right strategy, though. We want to automate everything. I have been doing this a long time. I am not that LinkedIn bro that is telling you SEO is dead. I am not that Twitter bro that was talked about earlier. You want some of my history? This is me clustering keywords to form a content strategy using natural language processing, which we now know as AI, back in 2016. This was at an SMX in, I think, San Diego. This is me trying to teach SEOs about machine learning in when was this? 2017? I think this was SMX London. Look at my use cases. This is an actual slide from my presentation. You've probably seen some quote unquote modern tools for this stuff, like determining the relevance of a paragraph, a page, a sentence to a query. Yeah, there are some like toolbars and stuff measuring this thing now, some tools that do this. I did this a decade ago. Finding the internal link opportunities. Suddenly that's a big deal this year, like using AI to do that. A decade ago. It was not good enough to take people's jobs. It would help people then. Automated redirects. Actually, this is a script that I wrote, I think first back in like 2015. We would take the full text from your site, from archive.org. I taught pretty much every SEO in existence about the CDX API from archive.org. It's an old article in Search Engine Land back in 2015 or something. You can match it. Exactly have, here's my old page, here's content from it, here's where it should go. And guess what? You can automate the output and say, like, I need to redirect from here to here. You can do that in multiple different formats, whether you're doing that on the edge in Cloudflare Workers, whether you're, on whatever system you're on, Nginx. All this has been possible for a very long time. They got tired of me talking about this. They're like, we're not ready for AI, stop. It's a real email. I got like 3 of these. So I stopped talking about it, but I did not stop doing this. Now everything is AI and I love it. That is how it should be. Have y'all played with Claude Skills yet? Actual picture of me playing tennis back when I was young and didn't have a bad knee, by the way. The one like non-AI generated image. Claude Skills are like SOPs. You tell it what you want, you tell it how to do it, and it kind of just goes and does the thing. So I wrote skills, since we talked about redirects, I wrote skills that would look at Ahrefs Best By Links 404 report, determine how many referring domains, or pull data from Ahrefs Web Analytics, Google Analytics, based on some business logic, determine these are ones I actually want to redirect, go pull all the content, match them, output that, implement it even in a number of different ways. You can write. You can edit those with Cloudflare Workers or a number of different ways. I wrote ones to redirect hallucinated URLs. I wrote one, and again, you can pull that from your analytics data. I wrote ones to determine if there's a better match for it, if there are overly broad redirects. Every single thing that you do as an SEO is basically a skill, or can be done as a skill. There are even skills to create the skills. You just kind of tell it what you want, it'll make you a base level one. There's skills to evaluate, test the skills. Skills that improve the skills. That's scary. And then you have the agents, which kind of like run the skills, they do the tasks. It's a giant do SEO button. Isn't that the dream? I just want to push a button and it does SEO for me. Also a nightmare. By the way, I love that it just put a background of Ahrefs when I was like a do SEO button. It's like, there's the Ahrefs dashboard. Awesome. This isn't like one at a time. A lot of people, when they think of agents, they're like, oh, it's like logging into my WordPress and going page by page and making these changes. Guess what? Edge Workers, what I talked about with Cloudflare. I can go implement 80,000 redirects in 3 seconds. WordPress API, I can go rewrite all the internal links. I can go add content, change content, whatever. I can change a bunch of stuff. Certain things I might actually have to do, like depending on how it's done. Like if I have a GitHub, I can just do it all instantly. But yeah, if I need to change a template file or something, I might have to log in or have the agent do it. But you can make tens, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of changes overnight. You can run these, wake up in the morning, and it's like, SEO is kind of done. Scary, right? Technical SEO is dead. Again, I could say that SEO is dead. We also automated basically our entire blog update process. Well, like 85% of it. We're in the process of automating new content creation. And just to give y'all a peek of what that looks like, in my opinion, 85% of every blog says the same thing as what other people said. It's general common knowledge. AI is great for that. It's that extra 10, 15% that matters. And so what I want to do is free our writers up from spending 85% of their time writing the same thing that AI is good at to actually having multiple people input their experience, their stories, their knowledge in every single one of our blogs. That will be better content than we have ever created. And we're known for having really good content. But the boring parts are dead. And the parts that all those new folks in our industry did are dead. Checklist SEOs, you're going to be replaced. Good SEOs are curious, creative, think in systems, solve hard problems. That's what's needed right now. You're still fine. Most of you in here, we got a ways to go. Not dead yet. There's supposed to be a zombie me there. I don't know what happened with that. We had everyone at HRS basically writing skills. And by everyone, I mean we had our PMs, our data scientists, our devs, our marketing team. And in some cases, we just tried and said, hey, AI, can you do this? And right now the answer is, if I just ask AI, this is my measurement, I'd say it's about 60% of the way there. Not great. Use a skill builder, which is pretty automatic, gets it 80%. Honestly, pretty good. But that last bit is what matters. What I talked about earlier, where I started adding business logic to things, when I started outputs, different systems, maybe I need this as a CSV export or over to Sheets or just to automatically do it. Let me connect my Cloudflare. Let me write to my WordPress API. That is the stuff that is gets it closer to where it needs to be. But if you have a good marketer, or even some of our PMs actually wrote some really great skills, because they kind of know what y'all want, which is awesome. It gets really close, scarily close. Of course, check the results, make sure it's good enough. Again, we have an evaluation metric that we use internally. Eventually, we may not need SEOs. Right now, there's some problems. We still need people. Modern best practices, real-time knowledge, the models lag. They're working on that. They're basically working on streaming updates to these models. There's a lot of weird edge cases. Guess what? I already solved a lot of those. So there's going to be more, obviously, but there's a bajillion SEOs out there. All that has to be done is one person to build something to solve for that edge case, and then it's just available. There are hallucinations. Love that photo. It's a real photo. No. They're working on solving those. I know of 3 methods that they're working on that will probably solve these, and I think we will not really see hallucinations in these systems within the next year. Then there's hard decisions. Do I delete a tracking script, lose business data for speed? Probably not. Would the AI system do it? It might. And there's art to some things. Brody was talking about e-commerce earlier. Out of stock products. What do? Do you delete it? Do you redirect it? Do you leave it live? Add something like subscribe to let me know when this is back in stock. Do I try and upsell some other products? These are not out-of-the-box solutions. There's no real right answer to that. Even if I try and leave it live, Google may just de-index it anyway. So, And then they're non-ideal solutions that sometimes are the right answer because it's future-proof. I just don't want more stuff to break in the future. There's a cost of changing everything, of re-architecting everything, or even fixing it. When people have I need to fix every single issue in my site audit, I'm that is a waste of time. Most of those don't matter. They're not going to have an impact. And I would never tell anyone to go do it. Now it's easier with AI, but there's still a cost to doing it. So sometimes cost may be more than the benefit. Businesses are obviously going to be very slow to adopt. And there are a number of reasons for that. 1, they're businesses, they move slow. 2, there's risk. What if it deletes the whole site? There's been a lot of stories of this, of entire databases, all kinds of things. Security issues. Most companies are not allowing CloudBot to be, or whatever, OpenClaw, or whatever they're calling it now, to be installed on machines that have access to company data. Why? Because it is risky. Did y'all see the thing with the API keys? Someone just got 28,000 API keys using Claw? Yeah, not great. There's going to be government regulations, all that red tape. That's going to slow things down. We got another decade, probably. We'll see. But what does all this mean? If everyone can just click a button, do the things, what's going to matter are things like taste, your opinions, your experience. The SEOs that will be valuable in the future are ones that have like business acumen, that do traditional marketing, that make those emotional connections. So if you're not working on upskilling on those things, I would do that, because who is going to win is whoever has that taste, is what it's referred to as. Whoever can kind of guide these things to do something beyond what is normal, what is traditional, to come up with a new idea, to be creative. I was going to have another slide here, but I was told there's something I cannot talk about. This was actually our April Fool's April Fool's Day joke last year. It's really hard for me to say for some reason. Everyone's moving to AI everything. It's not really untrue. The best jokes always have some amount of truth to them. I will say, if you scroll to the bottom of hrefs.com homepage, there is something there that stands out. Y'all can do that now if you want. There is something interesting coming, very interesting, that I think a lot of y'all will appreciate or hate or kill me later, but we'll see. It is awesome. It will potentially make your lives easier, hopefully. That's my goal. I don't want to take anyone's job. I really didn't want to come up here and be like, everyone is dead. SEO is dead. Anyway, that is all I got. Thank you very much.
Round of applause. Stand there for 1 second.